Welcome back to the Church of Atheism podcast. We are Chrisless today. Chris and I cannot make our schedules meet up, so it's just going to be me. It's going to be me talking out of my ass for a few minutes. I hope you enjoy. Before I begin, though, I wanted to announce you can help the podcast. If you're shopping on Amazon, you can go to amazon.com/shop/Church of Atheism. We got a little shop built up there. We got some books, we got some clothes, some hats, some keychains. But you can also just go straight from there to the original to Amazon itself. Do your shopping, and we will get a small commission from that. It doesn't charge you any extra. You pay no extra. We just get a little bit of a couple quarters there. And as always, you can check us out on the Church of Atheism .xyz, our website, and you can find us on Twitter at Natural B Atheist. Natural B Atheist with the @ before it, because that's how Twitter works. And lastly, you can check us out on Patreon if you want to donate to us there. Patreon.com/Church of Atheism. So before we get too far into the show, I wanted to talk about the March for Our Lives rally. I went to the one here in New York City this past weekend. I had a lot of fun. It was a really cool experience. I'm really glad I went. I thought it was great. The kids there that showed up were it's almost inspirational. I talked to a few of them. They all had, there's so many signs and chants and rallies and everything, but I talked to a few of them, and it was just really cool to see our youth, our kids so involved. It was kind of inspiring, Yeah, when a bunch of, the Million Moms March, or Million Women March, all those are, not speaking bad about those, but it's really cool to see something organized right off the bat from the kids, from the Parkland shooting, to see it go nationwide and even international. There's rallies and everything around the planet. Really awesome. But the one in New York City was the one I went to. It was really awesome. And I wanted to say, I said it on Twitter, but it's a special shout out to the New York Police Department and the New York Fire Department. They both had a great route set up, really safe. Never felt threatened from anything the whole time. Just felt like it was a really safe environment. So thank you to those guys as well for putting on such a great event. Some of the police officers I talked to, the from the NYPD, were all for it. They're all for the rally. You could tell they were at their jobs, but they're also not unhappy to be there, if that makes sense. It was especially fun. We passed 2 Trump properties, and the rally went from, chants and, marching and everything to just instantly booing, and some middle fingers might have flown around there. It was kind of fun. It was kind of a neat experience. And then I get home and I'm all, kind of stoked up for it, and I start hearing all these assholes on the right attacking these kids. Like a shameful, or just total shameless. Going after kids of a school shooting. I'm not sure how you can sleep with yourself at night if you are an adult and you have to badmouth a bunch of kids who were part of a school shooting. So, I've been having a tough time thinking about, if you say something, should you get lose your job over it, if it's not job related. The doxing we've talked about in past episodes. But when somebody like Laura Ingraham goes after these kids and makes fun of one of the kids was like in charge of organizing all this, David Hogg. He didn't get into a couple of schools he wanted to, and so Laura Ingraham blasts him like, haha, you failed. Like, what kind of a person fucking does that? So to see her lose advertisers, good. Fuck you, Laura. You get what you deserve on that, in my opinion. But yeah, enough negativity. I had a great time. And if you listen to our, we did an episode just a few episodes back on our stance on guns. And if you listen to it, you know that we're not calling for a ban on every gun. I personally have been a fan, I'm very pro Second Amendment. I do not want to repeal it. I think it's a huge necessity for a country such as ours to be able to defend yourselves from not only, the bad guys who have the guns, but also the bad guys in our government, especially in a regime like the Trump administration. Who knows what the fuck is going to happen tomorrow and the next week and the next month after that with this guy in charge. So to say I want to ban guns is just a total fucking farce. It's a lie. I think we need to have that protect ourselves from a government such as the possibility of a government takeover from an organization like Trump. But I do believe that we have some responsibilities, and not every person on the planet or in our little country here of America needs to have a gun. I think it's a right to have one, but I don't think anyone needs an AR-15. I don't think anyone needs an assault weapon. Okay, when the Republicans and conservatives talk about gay marriage, they go straight from, well, what's next? Are we gonna okay bestiality? Is fucking a goat gonna be okay? Kind of a long stretch there, huh? But what is next when it comes to guns? Are we gonna be okay with people having fucking grenades and RPGs and no? So why can't we have some common sense regulations? Doesn't mean you want to ban everything. I hope people realize the difference there. And I think that's the biggest problem is some complete morons don't understand the difference between we don't want to take your guns away, we just want to have some common sense reform, and they're coming to take our guns. No, they're not. No, they're not. So that's why I marched. I marched for the hopes that one day we can have a conversation about which guns we think our society is okay to have, which guns our society doesn't need to have. I don't think we need to have war weapons of war. And that includes the AR-15, it includes all that. But also, I don't think just anyone should be able to get a gun. They keep wanting to blame, especially if it's a white person shooting people, first off, it's a mental health issue. If it's a white person, they must have been mentally challenged. So, why don't we fix our healthcare system? Let's have some better healthcare, mental health care, physical health care. Let's get that fixed. But let's make sure that people who shouldn't be handling weapons of any sort get them. I don't think people who have suicidal tendencies or homicidal tendencies, I don't think those people need to be owning guns. Maybe that's a crazy stance to take. I don't know. But that's why I marched. I want some common sense shit going on, and so far we haven't had that. I don't have kids yet. Eventually I'm going to, and I want them to be safe. I want them to feel safe. I want them to be safe when they're in school. Of all places, school? Let's figure it out, guys. So that's why I went. That's why I marched. I want a safer future. Is that too much to ask? I don't think so. Man, I'm realizing how difficult it is. It's easy to talk with one other person and make a 30-minute episode. It is difficult to be solo. This is my second time doing this for the podcast. I'm not good at it yet. I've got some practicing to do. There's no one to throw ideas around with. It's just me. Anyway, let's talk about Easter And this year, Easter is going to be known as April Fool's Day because it lands in the same day. Easter, yeah, not a Christian holiday, turns out. April Fool's, it's a pagan holiday. Yep, that's right. Another holiday brought to you by Christianity. That's not an actual Christian holiday. So much fun, right? So yeah, like many Christian holidays, the Easter is based on a pagan ritual. The Sumerian goddess Inanna was hung on a stake and resurrected and ascended from the underworld. Very similar, if you notice how close that is to what the Christians believe, that Jesus was not hung, but put on a cross, and he played peekaboo for 3 days and came back. I think he just went on a extended weekend. That's just me. But even the Easter Bunny has pagan roots, coming from the festival of Eostra, or Istra, a goddess whose symbol was a hare or a rabbit. So let's just recap really quick here. We've got the resurrection story borrowed from pagans, and we have the Easter Bunny coming from paganism as well. Isn't it great? How Christianity isn't even its own religion. They borrow so much stuff from other religions. But don't tell any Christians that. They'll be mad. Definitely don't bring it up this Easter Sunday to your family. Don't do that at all. I won't be. I'll be playing it nice. There's no mention of Easter in the Bible. There's definitely mention of the resurrection in the New Testament, obviously, but they didn't actually have an Easter there. That's because Easter, again, was borrowed or stolen. Either way. It's always cracked me up about religious holidays, is they're pretty much religious holidays of other religions, too. Easter from pagans, Christmas from pagans. And I've always wondered why Easter, a holiday supposedly because of Jesus' resurrection, never had a set date. Like December 25th is always Christmas, always. But Easter, shouldn't they have an exact date close to it? No, never mind. That's because it goes by the moon phase, which is also pretty pagan-esque, if you will. So yeah, April Fools. So fitting this year. It's all fake. So that's pretty much going to do it for this episode. It's a shorter episode this week. Again, I'm flying solo. This would be a good place to answer some of your questions if we had any emailed to us. We just set up question for COA@gmail.com. COA, of course, standing for Church of Atheism. But it's if you have questions for us, this is exactly when we would be answering them, when we're trying to kill some time. Right now, when I'm flying solo, I kind of answer some of these questions. So again, if you have questions for us, any question whatsoever, doesn't have to be just about religion or politics. Ask us anything. We are experts on nothing. So if that doesn't incentivize you to get some questions in, I don't know what will. Question for COA@gmail.com. I'll have it linked on Twitter again, and I will link it on our webpage for this podcast. Again, the website is churchofatheism.xyz. Let us hear from you. We wanna answer your questions. That's why we set the email account up, silly gooses. So yeah, like we said at the beginning of the episode, or like I said, since I'm flying solo, you can check out our new Amazon page, amazon.com/shop. Wow, /shop/ Church of Atheism. Let me try that again. I could edit this out. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna keep it in. That's what she said. Amazon.com/shop/Church of Atheism. Yeah. Short episode. I apologize, guys. I wanted to make this a little bit longer, but I have absolutely nothing else to speak about. I'm done. Checked out. Zero. I will be doing more of these solo episodes in the future, though. Hopefully, I'll have more planned out ahead of time. We have a topic picked out for this week, but we just could not get together as far as scheduling goes. I had a day off to do it. Chris worked all day. Chris had a day off. I worked all day, so didn't work out for us this week. But next time, it'll be both of us. We'll be rambling on as usual. I think the problem is I don't have anyone to get sidetracked with. It's hard to sidetrack myself. But yeah, we will definitely gonna have more of these solo episodes here and there. Thank you guys so much for listening. We're really happy about everything that's going on. This is our 20th episode. We've got more and more people listening, more people following along. I really do appreciate it. Straight from me. I can't speak for Chris, obviously, but I really do appreciate everybody out there listening to us and sharing and talking to us on Twitter. That's it. That's all. I'm out. Thanks so much for listening, guys. And gals and ladies and all that. I'm not going to get into that right now. Fuck that. Thank you, everyone, regardless of gender, for listening. We will talk to you next time.